Hello, this is Caroline from spiritualgrowthtools.co.uk, and this video is the 4-week forecast for September 2019. And as I normally do, I pull 4 cards, one each representing 1 week of the month of September. And because these cards are by Tony Carmine Salerno, they are beautiful, but sometimes they portray naked ladies, and I am not going to show this on YouTube because I don't want to offend anyone. So I have pulled one, but the other 3 I can show. So the first week of September, Yin Yang, creating harmony through balance. What a beautiful card that is. Oh, and I'm already getting a feeling about what we would be talking about there. So week 2, Night Wind, facing fear, subconscious release, healing. How wonderful. Subconscious release. So releasing things that we don't even know we're carrying. That's great. Winter's End, regeneration, rebirth, positive outcome. Can't show you this one, but feels interesting wording since we're just coming into winter in the UK. And then Ocean of Eternal Love, healing, creativity, fertility. Beautiful cards. So last night was new moon in Virgo, which was all about new beginnings and endings of the old, etc. And great positivity and place for creativity, new ideas, etc., etc. So the fact that we get yin yang for the first week, creating harmony through balance, it's almost as if we're all being asked to just look at the areas of life which are causing us strife. Be that partnership, job, health, lack of exercise, significant others, etc. By that I mean family, obviously. And we're being asked to look at whether or not the fights that we're in, or the struggles that we're having, or the problems that we're facing are worth the amount of energy that we're giving them. So let's say you have a long-standing fight with your neighbour over the height of his fence. I'm just feeling as though it's time to say, well, it's higher than I'd like, or it's lower than I'd like, or it's not the colour I want. But in the big scale of things, is it really as important to me as the amount of grief I'm getting from having a long-standing feud with this man/woman? So that's what the angels mean by bringing balance. It's about really, you know, almost, let's take that example again. So if I'm looking at the fence issue that I'm having with my imaginary neighbour, and then I was to look at what's happening in Africa and the Amazon and Siberia, where basically and the Arctic, where we're on fire. How important is an inch's worth of height on a fence in suburbia, for example, compared to what's actually happening outside in the world? So I feel like bringing perspective and balance to the strife and the trouble and the issues and the challenges that we're facing, and saying, is it really worth it? Balance usually comes with an evening out. It's like if we've got an extreme reaction to this, bring it back down to an emotional level that is easy to live with. So if I'm super angry because I keep getting passed over at work, or because I'm not getting my way in a relationship, or you know, it's maybe time to look at, am I in the right job? Am I in the right relationship? Am I staying here because it's what I know, or do I need to bring balance into my life and go after something that will challenge me and fulfill me? Yes. Okay, so balance can come in many ways, but that's what's happening in the first week of September. Week 2, facing fear, subconscious release, healing. Well, there is an element of that feels a little bit outside of our control. When we are releasing from the subconscious, I'm sure I've said this in previous videos, but you know, we have 62,000 thoughts a day, of which 2,000 are conscious, which means 60,000 are a running tape in our mind, usually put there between the ages of 0 to 7, where you learn if you feel safe, how to trust, how to have relationships, how to laugh, etc., etc. So, you know, the work I do in Body Talk as well is often releasing quite a few of these detrimental belief systems in the subconscious mind. But this is subconscious release, which feels really powerful to me. It feels as though it's right on time. And sometimes life throws us a curveball, doesn't it? We think we're doing really well, we're on a certain path, and then bam, something knocks us over, literally or metaphorically. And yeah, I feel as though these curveballs usually come in to shake things up. So with this subconscious release, again, I'm going to say it feels as if it's not something we are going to be doing, it's something that's going to happen for us, which is a big, big blessing, because we really want to get rid of those restrictive, not always positive thoughts that we carry around, which formulate the way that we are in the world. But like I say, the worldview of a 0 to 7-year-old can be very different from a 50-year-old, but we're still living governed by what we thought as a child. So if it wasn't safe when I was a child, I don't feel safe even though I am safe when I'm an adult. So this is about releasing those subconscious belief systems that are really not serving us. So that's fantastic. And there's healing with that. And what they're saying to me is so they're showing me a bus stop. It's like, we've turned up, we want to get on the bus, we have made a decision that this is going to happen, and now it's about getting on the bus. Now the bus is arriving, it's not quite here yet, so we are preparing for the bus to arrive. And I really do feel like what we're talking about is raising our vibration, getting rid of the old, moving into the new. So it's about looking at where you are holding yourself back, facing those fears, as the card says, and moving on to the next thing. So that's week 2 in September 2019. That feels really positive and energy moving forward, and yeah, that feels really, really good to me. Winter's End, regeneration, rebirth, and positive outcome. So I'm really feeling that there's a very obvious flow in this month's reading. So we've got the creating harmony through balance, working out what really is important to us and whether or not we're giving lots of energy to something that's not. Releasing lots of fears and belief systems that are holding us back. And then regeneration, rebirth, something new, positive outcome. So I feel with this, it's funny to me because winter's end, of course, in the southern hemisphere now, this is the end of winter. But for me, I'm looking at the days getting shorter and colder. But winter's end here, for me, feels like a big section of our life. It feels like we have reached a certain point where from here, we're moving into another phase of our life. And I know that, you know, these videos that I do are watched by quite a few people, and I'm super grateful to everyone who follows my work, and thank you, and I really hope you find it useful. So I know that's a real sweeping generalisation, and I know in my own life there is a big change just coming, which I'm super excited about. But I have been waiting a long, long time for it to happen, and I feel like I'm on the verge, and I feel that energy is what I'm being asked to share with people. It does feel like big changes are going to come in around the 3rd week of September, which for me is fantastic. Thank you for that. Okay, ocean of eternal love, healing, creativity, fertility. And I have to say, I do some sessions with a really good friend of mine in Sweden on the full moon and sometimes on the new moon. And what came up for us last night was very much opening up to massive possibility, real fertility, creativity. It was a very deep and profound session, we felt, almost for the whole of the female psyche. So it was very, I was really honoured to be part of that. Ocean of Eternal Love. So we're now in the 4th week of September, and how I feel is like I'm just lying back in some crystal blue water, and that gorgeous feeling that you have when you are literally floating on water. It feels like a great big cuddle. It feels like a warm embrace. It feels, I'm just super relaxed as I feel into the energy. And so what I'm hearing is it's almost as if by following this pattern of the cards with the rebirth, and this is such a consistent theme with these readings. I don't know if you've noticed the same, but each month I feel like I'm saying almost the same thing. So I really do feel like they want us to hear this message, and they're repeating it because they, it is what's going on in the energy at the moment. I think it will probably be going on for a good few months, possibly years yet, but each time we're going through a different stage of it, and it just feels really, to me, this 4th week in September feels like a real respite from perhaps all the frantic change that we're making, or all the decisions that we're making, or so it feels as though we've done a lot of work in the first 3 months of September, and then the last one is just, like I say, it feels just like a huge great big cuddle from the universe. It feels really gorgeous. And I'm being asked to remind us all that we are, a part of this wave of love that is the universe. We for those, for those listening to this reading who really feel separate from and not joined with the vast family that is the human race, or feel scared and alone, or feel less than, it feels as though this week, last week in February, is a real, do you know what, you are doing fantastically well. I'm being asked to remind you that it is, outstanding to be here at this time in for these challenges, because it feels as though as souls we came in right here, right now, to be the ones who helped with these enormous changes that are happening on the planet, on energy levels, on vibration levels, physical levels. There's a lot more breaking apart to do, I'm hearing. But it feels as though as we fuel ourselves with these weeks where it's just like a great big cuddle, like I say, and there's respite and rest and a little bit of time off, then we can start into October feeling really re-energized and good to go to face the next challenge and the one that comes after that. Yes, that feels really... So just recapping then, the first week, yin-yang, creating harmony through balance. So finding out where there is balance needed in your life and addressing those issues. In the second week, night wind, facing fear, subconscious release, healing. So again, grateful that subconsciously we're going to be releasing lots of stuff that no longer serves us. Winter's end is in the third week, regeneration, rebirth, positive outcome. So a real ending, again, another ending, but this one bringing with it lots of positive outcome. And then I'm just going to show you this picture again because it's so beautiful. So just a great big cuddle, a week off almost, energetically and, with what you're working on. And yeah, it just feels like that's a beautiful end to the month of September 2019. So there we are. Well, I hope this reading has been helpful to you. Please do let me know your comments. It's absolutely gorgeous when people let me know that they found it useful, or even ask me questions after it. I've had a few of those coming in, so please don't hesitate to contact me. My website is spiritualgrowthtools.co.uk if you would like a personal reading or you have some questions you'd like me to help you with. And you can also find us on Facebook. We are Spiritual Growth Tools on Facebook, and on Twitter at Growth Tools. So really hope this is helpful. Have a fantastic September. Thanks for the watching, and I'll see you in October. Bye now.